Versatile Mage. Chapter 215 The Third Layered Space. Mo Fan was concentrating on cultivation. He dared not loosen up even a little. What made him really joyful was that the lightning and fire nebulae had already advanced into the second level. The first and second levels had a huge disparity between them. In terms of mana alone, the second level contained double the amount. A small nebula's coverage became increasingly larger, and the radiance of the mana within became increasingly brighter. Lightning and fire leveled up once more, and Mo Fan's confidence began to grow even stronger. The time of cultivation within the three-step pagoda was limited. Mo Fan calculated that he only had around a single day left. After cultivating for the previous few days, his cultivation speed had indeed risen sharply. It was so fast that even Mo Fan had trouble believing it. However, this progress was like taking medicine. The more you took, the higher the chance of developing an immunity. When Mo Fan used the second layer's 40-fold richness of the three-step pagoda to break through, the speed of his cultivation decreased from the original 100-fold down to 80-fold. By the fifth day, it was only about 50-fold, and by the sixth day, it decreased to 30-fold. This situation was quite normal. Like the underground holy spring, the three-step pagoda was rich in resources, but it only had a strong effect the first time you entered. The longer you cultivated there, the more its effects would drop. After it decreased to 30-fold, Mo Fan only had one last day left, which was essentially equivalent to cultivating for half a month. It didn't mean too much for him. How about I use the last day and charge into the third layer? This idea popped into Mo Fan's head. The higher the layer, the richer the elemental energy. Naturally, the benefits would be even greater. Being able to use a place like the three-step pagoda was extremely rare. Mo Fan relied on the mana of his four elements to charge into the third layer. Mo Fan now understood the layering of the spaces. A spiritual gravity existed in this place, and the higher the layer, the stronger the spiritual gravity. This compressed all of the elemental energy inside. Thus, when a magician walked toward the upper layers, they would definitely feel pressure from the spiritual gravity. Their mana dispersing would be the biggest sign. Only those with high amounts of mana could challenge the higher space layers. Mo Fan possessed four elements. His mana was definitely greater than that of other intermediate magicians. Adding the breakthrough he had made this time, he could not help but attempt the third layer. After deciding, Mo Fan began to climb the steps between the second and third layers. For every step he took forward, his head felt as though a heavy ball were tied to it. This heaviness inflicted real pain on his spirit. Mo Fan clenched his teeth as he continued to climb. Halfway through, it felt as though Xuanzang was chanting the band-tightening spell. It was extremely painful. The spiritual gravity increased, and his head became increasingly heavy and uncomfortable, as though it were being squashed. I can't endure it. If he continued, his brain would explode. Mo Fan finally chose to give up. This kind of spiritual pain was even more excruciating than the first time he had charged into the intermediate level. Oh, I'm already here. Just as Mo Fan was about to give up, the third layer appeared right in front of him. It hadn't been wasted. No loss, no gain, he nearly died from it. He felt like a half-dead old man as he climbed onto the third layer. Upon arrival, the spiritual gravity instantly disappeared. In its place was an 80-fold elemental richness he could feel within his elemental ocean. He greedily began absorbing it into his own nebula. It was a whole 200-fold cultivation speed. Heavens! Mo Fan nearly went crazy. After reaching the third layer, his cultivation speed doubled. His best cultivation speed in the second layer was 100-fold for his nebula, and now it had doubled. A day was equivalent to 200 days, equal to meditating for over half a year. People said the road of cultivation was long and slow. That was true. Without resources or aiding devices, a normal person could spend their whole life cultivating and only reach the intermediate level. It was precisely these heavenly treasures and rich resources that allowed a magician to exploit their talent and rise higher. 7 days had passed since he came to the 3-step pagoda, which equaled more than several years of cultivation in the outside world. This time, Mo Fan focused on cultivating the fire element. If he allocated it evenly among the 4 elements, it would be hard to get any of them to rise to a higher level. But focusing entirely on the fire element could very well lead to a breakthrough. Fiery Fist, 9 Palace. It wouldn't be long before he could reach the same domain as Tang Yu. Although he didn't know her exact level, he knew he was at least 1 step closer. A day was a very short period of time. Mo Fan wished he could stay here longer. Unfortunately, the school had set the time limit at 7 days. Not even a second longer was allowed. Every opening of the 3-step pagoda required a large amount of energy. Thus, the school controlled it strictly. Mo Fan walked out of the 3-step pagoda, feeling completely comfortable. It seemed that even higher layers existed beyond the 3rd layer. If he had another opportunity, he would definitely challenge them. The cultivation speed gained there could drive a person crazy. After leaving the main campus, Mo Fan was on his way home when his phone rang. Mo Fan, you need to come home quickly. Tutu's voice came from the phone. What happened? Mo Fan asked, confused. Hey, it's like this. I'm in Starbucks drinking coffee and ordered a lot of food. I finished eating, and then realized I forgot my wallet and cards. Can you hurry here and pay? It's not too far. It's on Nanyu Street, Tutu said urgently. Although I'm pretty unsophisticated, I also know that Starbucks is like KFC. You have to pay first, Mo Fan replied sincerely. Ah, this place is just that strange. What can I do? Either way, come quickly, Tutu said, flustered. Mo Fan was also hungry. He was just planning to pass through the commercial area, so he did what Tutu requested and walked over. Upon reaching the entrance of the store, he saw Tutu beneath a green parasol, wearing a cute cartoon t-shirt. She looked around as if waiting for a savior. When she saw Mo Fan, Tutu made noises like a nightingale and ran over, intimately grabbing his arm. Heavens, Mo Fan was used to calling Tutu a big milk rabbit because her breasts were indeed exaggerated. With her grabbing him like that, his arms felt as though they sank into her pair of jade hairs. Getting this kind of intimate treatment after closed meditation made Mo Fan's nose heat up. It was short-lived, as he noticed pairs of cold, angry gazes shooting toward him from a few people nearby. The matter was different from normal. Tutu must have attracted some trouble and asked him to help her escape. Chapter end. Please guys like, comment, share, and subscribe.